What you are seeing right now is not an actual image taken with a professional DSLR camera. This picture right here was created, modeled, and rendered inside of the software called 3ds Max with the help of the render engine V-Ray. Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Steven from Steven Gaming TV, and welcome to your very first video inside of the 3ds Max tutorial series. Inside of this tutorial series, I will be teaching you how to find your way through 3ds Max and how to use the software from the ground up and end up making something that looks actually nice. So before we start, I'd like to give you some motivations, and I'd like to show you these images inside of these galleries right here. So all of these pictures right here are made with 3ds Max. As you can see, it's a very powerful software. And 3ds Max is basically a 3D modeling software where you can design, you can model, you can animate, you can texture, and you can even render using the help of render engines like V-Ray or Mental Ray. So all of these pictures right here, these are not real pictures. These are 3D images designed inside of the software and rendered within the software using the help of the V-Ray rendering engine. So now that we got that covered over there, as you can see over here, we have more pictures, and as you can see, they're beautiful, but most of these actually are made inside of ZBrush, sculpted inside of there, and we get into that later on. But let's start with a basic description of what 3ds Max is. So 3ds Max is a professional 3D computer graphics program for making 3D animations, models, games, and images. As I said earlier, you can model, you can texture, you can animate, and you can pretty much do a lot of things inside of the software. It's like the Swiss Army knife of 3D design software, and we'll get into all of those technical terms later on if you do not understand any of them. Right now I want you to know that in order to run 3ds Max, you need at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, but I recommend 12 if you can. I have 12 and it suits me for most of my design needs. Actually, 4 gigabytes is the minimum, but you can use 8 gigabyte or more. Disk space, 6 gigabytes of free disk space for install, but I recommend you have more than 10 gigabytes because you're gonna need to store your project files, and it's gonna get really large once you start working on large projects, because you're gonna store your textures, your test renders, your .max files, your animation files, and all that. Let's click on this, sorry for that. As for the price, it does come with a certain price range, but you can get a free version if you are a student, which I suppose you are probably. By using the educational license over here, you can get your educational license if you're currently enrolled in college. So the way the tutorials are gonna go is we're gonna get into some small chapters. I'm gonna divide the tutorials inside some small chapters that you can follow along, and after each chapter I will give you an exercise to finish so that you can see where you're going and where you're progressing, and you can right away print out this little board right here. This is what the tutorial will look like. So this is your introduction. After this, I'm gonna teach you how to view, how to use the interface, about the user interface and navigating around, and then I'm gonna teach you how to create and edit objects, and so on and so forth. So I'm gonna teach you from the ground up until you actually get somewhere to the point where you get into polygon modeling and you can put textures on your objects and you can do all these nice things in it. So stay tuned, subscribe if you want to, like if you like the video, dislike if you disliked it, and please mention the reason so I can make this channel better. And see you in the next video.